Despite all the stock gains of the markets, the World Bank remains cautious about the global economy. In their latest global outlook on economic prospects, they expect global growth to recover modestly, expanding by 2.7% in 2017. Emerging and developing countries are forecast to pick up. Improving demand for commodities is expected to help, but the report says that expansion will be tempered by weak investment and production output. Other risks may include uncertainty in monetary policy by developed countries. Well, for more on the World Bank report, we're now joined by Ayhan Kose. He's the Director of Development Prospects Group at the World Bank, which actually just published that report. Welcome, Ayhan. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
A lot of people looking to see what President-elect Donald Trump is going to do and how this is going to affect global growth in 2017. Will his restrictions on trade and immigration impact our global economy, Ayhan?
Now, every time a new administration comes to Washington, D.C., of course, it's going to implement certain policies. The U.S. is the largest economy. What happens in the U.S. does not stay in the U.S.
Yeah.
So obviously, what this administration is going to implement in terms of its economic policy has implications for the global economy. And in the report, we look at certain set of policies. For example, reduction in taxes, corporate income tax, personal income tax. These could give a kick to the U.S. economy and can have positive implications for the rest of the world. Having said that, the types of policies you mentioned can translate into lower growth. So we need to sit down, wait for a while, see the specifics of policies, and then try to think about the precise implications.
Would it usually take a year for us to feel the impact either way, meaning 2018?
I think it's fair to say that if a tax stimulus package passed in the first half of 2017, we would definitely feel the impact in 2017, but we would have even a bigger impact we will see in 2018.
Your expectations for 2017 regarding commodity prices, how is this going to affect Russia and Brazil, for instance?
Commodity prices, have been going through a kind of a rough period. Last year, in terms of oil price, at lowest level of the past 12 years, around $43. This year, we expect around mid-50s. This will definitely have a positive impact on commodity exporting. Emerging and developing economies, especially, I think, Brazil and Russia, they will recover from the recessions and deliver positive growth this year.
Moving on to China, what is going to stabilize the yuan, and how big of an impact is technology going to play in the coming year?
I think in the case of China, policymakers, we need to acknowledge, have done a good job in terms of steering the economy and taking the economy from this double-digit growth rate to the types of growth rates we are seeing now. The growth we expect to be around 6.5%. The underlying adjustment from investment-based growth to consumption-based growth is there. Services now account for a larger share of Chinese output. So we see stabilization in credit markets. The credit growth is stabilizing. You look at house prices, there is stabilization there. Of course, technology is important, and Chinese policymakers have certain challenges with respect to these sectors with excess capacity. But even there, we see, I think, good signs. The producer price inflation start picking up thanks to their measures they took in terms of eliminating the excess capacity. So all in all, we expect this orderly slowdown to continue.
Moving on to Europe, many people expected gloom and doom after the Brexit vote,
Yes.
but so far, thanks to the services sector, they are hanging in there. What do you expect in the 2017? Is it just going to be a wait-and-see approach?
I think in 2017, we expect growth to be around 1.5%. Europe has its own challenges. It's not just the global financial crisis they had. They had a debt crisis. Last year, Brexit was a major shock, and it affected uncertainty. This year, policymakers are facing a number of major elections in large European economies.
Yes.
We need to see the game, how it's going to be played out. And the hope is that whatever uncertainty in Europe that's going to be removed by policymakers, they are going to undertake decisive steps.
Ayhan Kose, thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me.